at 74 years old and 80, he only weighed about 81 kilos, so he's in the 82.5 division, benched 97.5 kilos, pause, right? Powerlifting spec bench, which is huge because 100 kilos is a really good standard for anyone.
Just for anyone, yeah, exactly.
And then for Adrian, that would be like, 122 chin-ups. For me, it'd be like anywhere between like 100 and 110 chin-ups. So maybe we do that. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to do 110 chin-ups. Maybe what we'll do is we'll eat 10,000 calories instead, because people love those eating challenge videos.
And I was like, I don't want to eat that many calories.
Like, I kind of want to eat that many.
God awful. And I don't think that I could even do that. And I got 374. And Nev was saying that before the comp, the week before the comp, he got a 390?
397.
397. So basically, he was going to cut another 2 kilos and lift a little bit heavier. And
it would have been 401.
And he would have smoked me, right? Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but didn't. So as of right now, we're still Drew. Wait.
In the middle of something in my sleep.
What song was that?
In the middle of the something?
In the middle of.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Big Flex
Back again.
Recap Edition.
Recap. Today we are going to be recapping the event that we had over the weekend, the GPC State Powerlifting Competition, which was held on May 1st and 2nd. Which I just want to, like, spoiler alert, we smashed it, by the way. Yeah. Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Let's recap. Well, actually, first of all, before we do anything, there are still a lot of people who watch these videos and they don't subscribe to these videos.
That's right.
And
how dare you?
I feel personally attacked by that.
I feel triggered.
So
triggered right now.
Go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. A lot. And the more of an online community we have, the more cool stuff that we can do.
That's it. Just be woke and subscribe, and don't trigger me, because this is my safe space.
I want to offend your safe space.
Yeah, so we appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll get going. Recap. Maybe let's start the week before the comp.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Getting some good numbers. Everyone's getting really good numbers. And then, except for you had hot trash numbers.
We had a very almost opposite experience leading into the comp, I think.
Well, everyone. So there was going to be 9 people competing, and 8 of the 9 were hitting PBs in training the week before deload. So everyone's on a real good, except for you. You had a hot trash week, but that's all right.
I bombed a little bit. Right? Yeah. I think we did talk about that in the last podcast as well.
We were going to, but then we had to reshoot the last podcast.
Okay.
Right?
I was having a really, really good lead up, and then about 3 weeks before the comp, I dropped a 25 kilo weight plate on my toe and
20
broke
kilo.
it.
20 kilo. Don't need to exaggerate, mate.
20 kilos, 25 kilos.
Still hurts.
I broke my toe. It's just a little break, not a big break, and it actually didn't slow me down that much. I had to take a couple of days off work and a day or 2 off training, but it's fine. It's still broken and it's still all fat and swollen, but it's fine. I could train with it. So that was the first hurdle, and then everything just kind of slowly declined after that. And I had a couple of really bad training weeks. I didn't hit any PBs on anything leading up to the comp, and I was not in a good headspace for myself. I didn't think that I was going to do very well at the comp. So I just focused everything I had on my clients, who all smashed it. And then I ended up having a really good comp day.
Yeah, you had a good deload, and you peaked right in time, which is perfect.
Yeah.
I had a very unfortunate lead-up week. Everything was feeling great, like right there, ready to push some PBs with the heaviest deadlift that I'd done for a while, 270, squatting 250. Benching 135, so all reasonable numbers. My body weight was down to 92, so it's going to be a very small water cut. So I was feeling great. Monday comes, deload squat session. I do my body weight, ground touches. I put 70 on the bar, do a set of 6. I do my ground touches again. I go for my second warm-up set, and the very first rep, I get to the bottom, and clunk in my lower back and my hips just popped, and immediately knew something was wrong, racked it up. Started to get tighter and tighter during the day. Basically, couch-ridden all Tuesday and most of Wednesday. Had a couple remedial massage therapy sessions. Saw a really good sports physio. And basically, we eliminated all the things that it wasn't. And it ended up being I popped 2 facet joints in my lower back and strained the ligaments that were attached to them. And
Very,
that was
very upsetting.
that. So I had to withdraw from the comp, which I was really disappointed about. But that is life. Sometimes things don't go to plan, and you just got to move forward and refocus. So I refocused my comp day. Instead of competing, I was going to be on the Sunday. And I was only going to be there for a couple hours on Saturday just to sort of support early on, maybe wrap a few knees for the squats and then go home. And Saturday just became be the best handler you can be day. So I handled basically 7 people.
So glad that you were helping out as well, because that was a hectic day.
Yeah.
It was a really hectic day. We had between us, well, including me, 8 people competing, and we had someone in every single flight 1, 2, 3, and 4. I had Deb in the first flight. There was Megan in the second one, Tito, Jess, and Fiona in the third, and I was in the fourth.
Yep. So and then Deb was in the fourth for the bench
That's
only.
right. Yep.
And then I also picked up a stray guy on the day.
Nice guy, Nev, helping out.
I had to pick up this random old fella who was having trouble with his knee wraps. He missed his timing and missed his first squat attempt, and then was like a bit razzled. So I was like, mate, do you want me to get those knee wraps on you? He's like, oh yeah. So
basically, how the comp goes is you've got time. So there's a list of names, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and when you get to see backstage, there's like a TV and it shows you what's happening as it's happening. You get 60 seconds to do your lift. There's usually a little bit of time for the bar loaders to load the bar, and then they say bar is loaded. You got 60 seconds to walk onto the platform and do your lift. This guy was first, I think, in my flight.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, very first squat, I think he timed out.
He didn't get up onto the platform.
He didn't get onto the platform. He was by himself. He didn't have, when we say a handler, it's a coach there to help you out. He was just by himself. He was putting up some pretty good numbers for.
It was like 69-year-old dude.
Yeah.
Some reasonable numbers,
but he just didn't really have a clue about what was going on or how to do anything. And so
I had a chat with him. It was his second ever comp. I don't know if the first comp was a novice or a qualifier, but it was his second comp.
A little
and
lost.
He just didn't have the timing down with his knee wraps. And then when he missed his first attempt, got a bit razzled. So I helped him out. So yeah, ended up helping 8 people on day one.
Coaching him through the squats. I'm really, really glad you were there though, because like I said, someone in each flight. So I had one of my clients up first, and then we had one of Nev's clients up second, and then mine and Nev's in the third flight, then I was in the fourth. So the whole day, basically, while I was trying to warm up myself to do one of my lifts, I was just finishing off helping Tito
wrap his knees
and do one of his lifts. And so I was bouncing back between my warm-ups and his warm-ups. And then Deb was in the next flight. So as I was finishing my heavy lifts, making sure that she's got her timing right. And it was just constantly on the go for 8 hours straight. It was a very long day. We got there around 8 o'clock and we started getting all the heights and everything set up and getting warmed up. And we ended up finishing just after 5, I think we left, after they did all the announcements. It was a long, stressful day. And I could not be happier that you were there and able to help out, because I probably wouldn't have done as well as I did without you.
Yeah, well, it's good. Try to take some of the
before I hit my lifts
take
as well.
some of the pressure off you so you can focus on your lifts, which was good. So yeah, disappointing, but try to find the positives in that.
The positives. Speaking of, let me just cut in really quick. We were talking about this before. So a little while ago, we said that for this comp, we were going to battle the last relative strength challenge that we did. It was too close to call, 0.03% of a difference. It's too close to call. So we were going to go based on the coefficient that they use for this comp.
It's got a Gloss-Brenner score, a Gloss-Brenner equation.
And so you can look it up on the results page of the GPC State Powerlifting comp that's just gone. I was 4th in my weight class and I got 374. And Nev was saying that before the comp, the week before the comp, he got a 390?
397.
397. So basically, he was going to cut another 2 kilos and lift a little bit heavier. And
it would have been 401.
And he would have smoked me, right? Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but didn't. So as of right now, we're still Drew. Wait.
We didn't draw. It's a no contest, I guess you would call it.
We drew the squat challenge, and then before that. So has anyone won?
No one's won anything. Yeah, no, we drew a squat challenge. We have 1 draw and 1 no contest. And to be honest, we're both just a little bit over trying to beat each other on a strength-related thing right now, because it seems to be cursed a little bit.
So we want to find something different. So if you have any good suggestions about how we could challenge each other that isn't squat, deadlift, or heavy lift related,
or like just body weight related, like we don't want to like be cutting weight anymore
or breaking ourselves to try and do it. We just want to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah,
just want to have fun with it. So any type of challenge. We're going to be doing. Speaking of challenges, we talked about it a little bit already. The 10,000 calorie challenge. Run us through the challenge.
Yeah, well, we had our first video get over 10,000 views. It was a scap pull-up video. And so we're like, let's celebrate that. And I was thinking, well, it's a scap pull-up. Why don't we do 10,000 kilos worth of chin-ups?
That's because 14,000 now, right?
What's that?
It's at 14,000.
Yeah, but
It's
we're
gone
going to
up.
base it off 10,000.
Okay.
Anyhow, and then for Adrian, that'd be like, 122 chin-ups. For me, it'd be like anywhere between like 100 and 110 chin-ups. So when we do that, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do 110 chin-ups. Maybe what we'll do is we'll eat 10,000 calories instead, because people love those eating challenge videos.
And I was like, I don't want to eat that many calories.
Like,
that
I kind of want
sounds
to eat that.
god awful, and I don't think that I could even do that. That's too
So
many
maybe
calories.
what we do is that young Jake goes, why don't you eat your 10,000 calories, because you'll be able to eat faster than Adrian, but then after that, do your 10,000 kilos worth of chin-ups, because he'll smoke you on chin-ups. So that's a pretty fun challenge.
That's way too much food to put in your stomach and then do chin-ups with. So we decided to cut it in half, right? So did we land on that 5,000 calories?
We're thinking we could do 5,000 calories each and 5,000 kilos worth of chin-ups each, or we could just forget the chin-ups and just do a 10,000 calorie eating challenge, and we just eat 10,000 calories between us.
I think the challenge would be fun. Either. Same thing, guys. Comment. Let us know what you think we should do, or even if you have a better idea for a challenge, let us know. But so far, that's pretty much what we landed on. Instead of a training challenge, it's just going to be an eating challenge.
Yeah.
Which would be good fun.
I'm so down for an eating challenge.
Anyways, back to the recap.
So day one, 7 competitors plus a stray. And everyone did fantastic. Everyone got PBs. Deb broke 4 from 4 Australian national records for the M5 division.
She did. So she got a 65.5 kilo squat and got the record attempt on her second attempt, and then went for a 70, but didn't quite make it. And then the bench was 35.5. We opened on that and got that, and she broke the record again and got a 40 kilo bench. And she got a 40 kilo bench, so she broke the bench record by 5 kilos, went for the 45 and didn't quite get it. And then the deadlift, the deadlift was good. The deadlift was so good.
So she still opened at a record 100.5.
So she had that. And then on her second attempt, which we've done in training, the week before deload, we got 105 kilos for 3 sets of 1. And so we were planning on going a little heavier than 105. So she goes out on her first attempt, breaks the record, right? That's 3 for 3 and 4 national records, squat, bench, deadlift, and total. So we wanted to get 105 and then plus. So the second attempt she went out, tried the 105, and it didn't move that well. It barely went up, and then she failed the attempt. And so I tried as hard as I could to psych her, like pump her up, get it completely psyched. And so basically in training, she's failed reps a couple of times and then come back and hit those same numbers. So I was just telling her, focus on your training. Remember all the hard work that we've done. Everything's leading up to this moment. This is the one. This is where you put everything on the line. And she went out and pulled the toughest rep I've ever seen her pull in her life. And there was so much energy in the crowd. Everyone was yelling. It was fantastic.
I lost my voice yelling at it in that rep.
Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic to see her push that hard and then break 2 records by 5 kilos, which is fantastic. Yeah, she came away with 4 records to her name, which is awesome.
Which is very cool.
Yeah.
In terms of other records, Dad broke the bench press record for his division, which is the M7s, in the 82.5 kilos. He benched at 74 years old and 80. He only weighed about 81 kilos, so he's in the 82.5 division. Benched 97.5 kilos, pause, right? Powerlifting spec bench, which is huge because 100 kilos is a really good standard for anyone.
Just for anyone,
gym.
yeah, exactly.
And he's 74.
That's the
and
dream.
He benched
Most people want to
97.5.
get 2 boot plates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And basically that means now he is only 5 kilos off. So he turned 75 in January. That will put him into M8, Masters 8 division. And the world record is 102.5. So he needs to get a 103 because you're allowed to go up by half a kilo on national and world record attempts. And so basically he's only 5 kilos off a world record currently.
And,
so that's what we're going to be aiming for.
I just want to quickly add that the people who broke national records, 64, Dad was 64, and your dad was 74. So all these young guys competing out here better pick up their game.
That's right. But in saying that, in terms of lifters of the day, right, you got a bunch of records. Everyone got PBs. You had to give a special shout out to Megan, who actually totaled over 500 kilos, which is phenomenal.
Over 500?
It was a 500 kilo. Yeah. 500 kilo total, which is phenomenal. It was just shy of a 400 Glossbrenner, which for the ladies is phenomenal. She was probably in the most stacked division. So it had Kat, who's got a world record squat in it. and then you have the winner from the weight class below has been eating up and building up and now is in this weight class. So it's not like people running from different weight classes. They sort of like all came to the 82.5 kilo weight class for the ladies. So Megan ended up getting bronze in that. But the top 3 ladies all went 500 plus on total, which is stacked.
Which is
an absolutely stacked division.
So for those of you who don't know much about that Glossbrenner total, everyone who came first and got a gold medal in their division had 400 or over. So anything over 400 is considered to be
really nice.
Really, really
The
impressive.
best male lifter on the entire day was a 440. Okay. But basically every division winner was a 400 plus. So that gives you an idea of a Glossbrenner score. Megan's, we had to check, I think it was like a 395 or something like that. It was almost 400. So she did fantastic. But yeah, it was a really good day. Everyone got PBs.
A few of us got medals as well, which is going to bring us into our next point. So Tito, he did get to weight. He weighed in at 66 point something. He was well under.
He was well under.
I think he got a better Glossbrenner than I did. Didn't he? What was his?
No. You beat him on Glossbrenner, but he beat Byron.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
So Tito got a gold medal. He got a gold medal. He was the only one in his weight class. But looking back over the previous few years with people who have competed, he would have put up a decent fight for first, second, or third anyway. His bench was a lot higher than a lot of the people who have competed in the last couple of years. So that would have put his total up quite a bit as well. But he did really, really well. He got a gold medal. Then Megan, like you said, got bronze. And Jess got a silver.
Correct.
And with how we did on the day, out of all the gyms and clubs that registered, the Strength Institute got third.
That's right. So basically, they do hold a club championship. Now, if you have multiple lifters from the same club, basically you're entering a team into the meet. And for a gold medal, you get 3 points. For a silver medal, you get 2 points, and for a bronze, you get 1. And there was 8 teams on the leaderboard, and we came third. Obviously, there's individual lifters from clubs that weren't part of teams, but we came third with 7 points, and second place was Dungeon Gym from Bunbury. With 11 points. So we weren't too far off. We're two medals or 3 medals out of second place.
How many points did the Ruch's Gym?
Ruch's Gym, I think, got 21, but they are definitely the biggest. They're the biggest gym. They have the most competitors.
That's kind of their jam too.
That is their jam. I mean, they are the powerlifting gym, right?
Yeah.
So, we got third overall. That's second in the Perth metro area, which is pretty cool.
For such a small gym, we're a very small community. So I'm like pumped with how we went, all things considered. That was amazing. I mean, if we got points for national records as well, we probably would have smoked them.
Well, I think that what's cool is that we had 8 people, and I believe there was 4 medals, right? So 50% success rate on the podium is not bad at all.
And the people who did get medals, Tito was his first comp. Deb hitting her national records. It was her first comp. It was my first comp as well. It was a lot of people's first time competing. So to do that well
Byron's
first comp.
Yeah, but half the
so
people's
much
first
pressure.
comp. Yeah.
It was really good to see everyone put down so much effort and perform really well.
Yeah. Everyone crushed it.
They did. They crushed it so hard.
So I guess where do we go from here? We, at the end of the month, on the last weekend of May, we're still doing our record breaker day. So that means the people that didn't compete at States or that want to have a crack at getting up onto the record board in the gym, they can come in all day on Saturday. They can do a 24-hour weigh-in, same as they could in a competition. They can come in on Friday and weigh in, or weigh in on the Saturday morning. And basically, they're going to come in and try to break PBs, get onto the record board, which is going to be a fun day as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. I don't think, in all honesty, my back is going to be ready for PBs yet. But it is on the mend. Sports Physio said it's a 2 to 3 week injury. So it's just unfortunate timing, but that's all right. I will be officiating on the day.
So with the record breaker event as well, that's not an open competition. That's our gym
it's just
and
our gym.
members, right?
Yes.
So a couple of rules for that one as well is that we aren't changing the totals on the board anymore unless you do it in a record breaker event. So unless you do your squat, your bench, and your deadlift on the day, that's going to get you changed on the board. So if you do like a bench PB, then we'll just put the bench up. But the only time from now on that those total numbers are going to change is really on the record breaker day. So people...
Or competition. You have to
or
do...
competition, yeah.
All 3 lifts in the same day.
Exactly. So that's going to add a little bit more of a fun element to people's training. For those people who don't want to go and compete, it gives him a bit of a taste of what it's like to actually compete as well, which is fun. So that'll be good. Everyone who did the comp is really excited to come back in a month and smash some more PBs. Everyone's...
Well, Byron's only 5 kilos away from the 200 club.
He is.
And we'll want him in that 200 club. So that's exciting. He also, smoked you on deadlift. But he's actually only 10 kilos away from having the second biggest deadlift in the gym. Yeah, so Gavin, watch out, because Byron's coming for you on Record Breaker Day.
There's been a long-standing competition between Byron and myself. Nev got upset when we've got a goals board out there, when I wrote on mine deadlift more than Byron, and on his he wrote deadlift more than Adrian.
Yeah. The goal board is meant to be, and there's a reason for this, is not meant to be subjective. It's meant to be objective, like with numbers, because it's very easy to be like, I want to lose weight, or I want to get stronger. And people just like flounder around and don't like put things in motion to actually get those goals.
Smart goals.
So I like having numbers like, deadlift 240 or deadlift 260 or squat 6,000, whatever it's going to be. But it's like, I want to be stronger than this guy.
But I like it this way, because then there's no limit to how hard that I have to work to beat Byron. To begin with, I was in front of Byron, right? And then me being the amazing trainer that I am, trained him up to the point where he got me. So I got up to 210 right before the squat challenge, and he pushed it to 215. So he had me by 5 kilos for quite a while. And then once I started getting into the swing of things with my sumo deadlifts, I transitioned around Christmas time. I bumped it up a little bit. I got 220 before he did, and then I got 225 before he did. And then he got 225.5 in a session leading up to this comp, and then he got 230 actually. So he's got me by 5. And then, like I said, I had a bad training month this month, so I didn't get a PB. 225 in the gym, but on comp day, I only managed to get 220. Byron got a 235, and it looked good.
He had easy 10 more kilos.
Yeah, so he's going to go for 140 to 150, somewhere around that mark for this
240 to 250.
240 to 250 for this Record Breaker event. So he's pulled ahead really, really well, and I like the rivalry because it's made him work so much harder.
I mean,
so much harder for
you don't work Fridays? What do you think Byron and I have been doing on Fridays?
Well, he deadlifts on the Saturdays with me on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, fatigued.
Huh? Fatigued.
Because we do it on Fridays as well.
So he's been coming into the gym more and more often, like really trying to pump himself up for it. And it's good because he worked his butt off for that. And so hats off to Byron. You are the clear winner here, the clear champ. So well done. And I'm really pumped to see what he can push his deadlift to now. That's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think this was just a short podcast, just mainly to recap. I think we've basically done that.
Well, when you said what next as well, so we've gone over the Record Breaker event, we had to I had to especially back off my SOTS press a little bit in that road to 100 kilo SOTS. Now that this is over after the Record Breaker event in a month's time, like I said, I'm just going to change everything that I'm doing and build all of my programming around that. So that's what's going to be next for me after this Record Breaker event, is back to that road to 100. And then once you're back in it and good again, it's going to be the road to 300.
Yeah, well, I'm going to continue. I'm actually going to film a road to 300 this week, just touching on the what happened, the injury that happened, and I got some really good sort of rehab and prehab exercises. We did discover, I already knew that my glutes are weak at that really heavy top range of weight that I'm lifting. But it appears that my right glute is actually significantly weaker than my left, and so maybe that contributed to this injury. So I do have a bunch of exercises that I'm going to be incorporating into my training plan moving forward. So I'm going to film a road to 300 this week, just touching on the injury and sort of my plans to like work through that. But like I said, the 300 is still the goal, and it will still happen this year. Like I ended up doing the 270 at low 90 kilos. I'm going to be putting up another 10 kilos body weight because I'm going to be doing the 300 at 100 kilos. So I'm feeling confident about that. I'm just disappointed that it's set me back a few weeks. But that's all it is, just a few weeks setback.
Exactly. And I feel like it adds an extra element to the road to 300 as well, because it's not just like people watching online being like, look how awesome I am, check me out, I'm so strong. There's a lot more than just pushing really hard. Sometimes you have to kind of work your way through an injury, do it smart, rehab. This is all part of it as well. So it's going to be interesting to see the next couple of weeks and months worth of the road to 300. And I'm excited to get back on track with the road to 100 SOTS.
That's right.
It's going to be a good year moving forward.
Absolutely. And if you guys can think of any challenges that we can do that maybe don't revolve around
just strength.
Yeah, just strength, or like having to limit our body weights because we both enjoy eating and I don't want to cut weight. So have a think about it. Let us know, and we will consider all suggestions.
Yeah. All right. And that's about it for the recap.
That's it for the recap.
Cool beans.
Awesome. Have a good one, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you next time.
See ya. Bye.